What's up guys, I'm Chris Doughty aka Doughtinator. Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to take the Porsche 919 hybrid, turn it into an Evo version of the car and try and beat the lap record at the Nordschleife set by Timo Bernhard. The inspiration for this challenge and video came from YouTuber Ermin Ham Sandwich, and he's got a fantastic video doing his challenge. You can find that linked in the description below. At the end of his video he said this:
"Care to take a shot and try to beat my time?"
Okay, let's do this. I cannot match Ermin with his audio fidelity or his high production values, but I maybe can beat him on the racetrack. The real life lap time we are aiming to beat is a 5 minutes 19 set by the Porsche 919 Evo, a highly modified version of the LMP1 car that Porsche ran in the Le Mans series. To replicate that car in Gran Turismo 7, I'm going to take a stock Porsche 919 hybrid LMP1 car and throw as many horsepowers at it as possible. As far as I can see, that means throwing a medium RPM turbocharger at it and fitting some soft racing tyres. Now, I'm going to open this challenge to anybody. The rules for this challenge are quite simple. The Porsche 919 hybrid is the car you need to use. The Nürburgring Nordschleife is the track you need to race on. And let's see what lap times we can do. Gran Turismo 7 doesn't have any online time trial yet, but let's get together and do this. I'm now going to run my best lap and the real life Porsche 919 Evo lap time at the top of the screen. I'm at the bottom of the screen. I've tried to align these clips as best as possible, and we're going to see where we gain and lose time against the real lap. In Gran Turismo 7, it seems a little bit to me like the physics of the downforce model is a bit too much. But because I've got a stock LMP1 919 and they've got the modified Porsche 919 Evo, I think that might even out, so we should be quite fair on downforce. And maybe I'm a little bit lacking on top speed compared to the real Porsche 919 Evo. And it's really good to see how these lap times evolve and progress. So into these corners here now, we're completely flat. Learning the track again, I'm not a Nordschleife expert, but I did make a track guide for the gold medal in the circuit experience, and doing it in this Porsche 919, I found it actually a little bit easier because you don't need to remember so many corners. There's a lot more corners that are completely flat out in this Porsche 919 hybrid. And as we go through this series of corners now, the first kink ahead now that you would normally lift and downshift with the BMW M6, you just take flat out in this Porsche. Look at the speed we carry into here, and then we're down through the gears into this very slow speed corner, down to second gear now, and we are quite close with the real life lap time there. So you'll notice the real life 919 will start to stretch its legs on the straight, and we can fight back in the corners. The other two significant benefits I have with the virtual 919 is that I can use the curbs a lot more. I don't really have to avoid them and be too respectful of the curbs. And the second one, which is probably the biggest one of all, is that I have zero fear. I cannot believe how many times I had an incident, a crash, a small mistake, and in real life that will be a complete write-off. The lap that Timo produced in real life is quite remarkable. To be on it for that long and be that committed is sheer brilliance. The downside I have in the simulator is I'm using a Logitech G29 wheel. Not the best wheel, it's okay, don't get me wrong. I'm also sitting on an office swivel chair with a PC monitor, so I guess he has a lot more immersion than I do by quite a long way. And into this corner here, I like to call this corner surprise because it tightens up as you go through the corner. And while I was learning the Nordschleife, the amount of times I got caught out by the corner is unbelievable. This section of the track now is flat for quite a considerable amount of time, and this is where the real life 919 Evo can really stretch its legs. And you can just see in the difference in where we are on the track that it's meters ahead of me now. To bring this lap time back for me, I'm going to need to be absolutely on it when it comes to the twisty sections towards the end of the lap. Braking now into this corner here, I do make a bit of a mistake. I actually go a little bit too deep on the brakes, bring it back to the apex quite nicely, and get ready to throw it into the carousel now. And the real 919 is into the carousel. It has to go around the outside of the carousel because I guess it will just wreck the underfloor of the car. our virtual 919 does not suffer the same fate. And exiting the carousel, we've got another series of corners which are quite fast, and committing to this left-hander, lift and downshift for the right-hander, and then we're starting to get into the twisty parts of the track where this will favour my car a little bit more than the 919 Evo in real life. But it does take some commitment through this section. I had to relearn this section of the track versus the M6, because some corners you just take absolutely flat out and you just guide it straight through. But there are other corners where you do need to back off, and a little bit of correction for us in that right-hander there into YouTube corner. This can always catch you out. And then this following corner is also more of a slower corner as you get it through there, and that is perfectly over the curb for us. And we are quite a way ahead of the real life lap time now, but we're into a large portion of the track now where we're going to be using a lot of top speed, a lot of flat out, and the 919 Evo in real life could start to fight back, approaching a corner that I've binned it at many times in my lap time, and flat through the right hander and then scrubbing speed for the left hander into the second carousel. It's quite bumpy on the exit of this carousel. I binned it again on exit, so caution on corner exit there, but we are significantly ahead of the real life 919 Evo, leading onto the back straight now, which is it's a significant amount of time you're on full throttle for, and we've got the advantage right now. But the real life 919 hybrid is almost 50 kilometers an hour faster at top speed. I'd be really excited if a bunch of people could try and recreate this lap time. Super GT, Kirith Kart, Tidgney, Key 25, Z28 Gaming, Rory Alexander, all you guys. It's a really fun hot lap challenge. I really would encourage you to go and do it. Clearing the bridge now, a second, maybe 2 seconds up on the 919 Evo into the final chicane, and we're going to be quite conservative into the final chicane. I knew I was on a good lap. The final corner of the lap, and we're going to run it to the line. What's the time going to be? I'm going to beat the record, but it's going to be a 5 minutes 16.2, and what a lap that was. Ermin did it in 5 minutes 18, so I got inside by 2 seconds, and it was such an enjoyable experience learning the track, running the lap times. There's my time on screen right now. Here are my sector times. The setup I used for the car will be shown right now. So it was on the racing soft tyres. Here are all the settings that I used. I think I played with camber. I used downforce a little bit lower than the stock setting. I did put a fully customizable gearbox in there, but I didn't change any ratios. I didn't feel the need to. I think there is more time available with the setup and also with the lap time, and that's the most exciting thing about it, guys. Medium RPM turbo was fitted, and that's it. I just invite you to go and run some laps, do some hot laps. Let me know in the comments below what times you can get. Let's make up for the lack of online time trial in Gran Turismo 7 and call this the 919 Tribute Challenge. Hot laps at Nordschleife. 919 is the car you need to use. Everything else is completely free. Throw whatever setup you want on it, put whatever parts you want on your car, and let's see what we can push his lap time to. On screen right now, I'm going to link to Ermin Ham Sandwich's video on this, the one that inspired me to do it, so make sure you go over there and check him out, and also let him know that I sent you. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.